Finance 1015 Basics everyone should know. Most people struggle with money not because they don't work hard enough, but because they were never taught how money actually works. Schools don't teach personal finance, and by the time most people realize what they should have done differently, they're already drowning in debt or stuck living paycheck to paycheck. Welcome to 3x3 Finance, where we break down the most important money lessons everyone should know. These are the basics, the foundations of financial success. If you don't understand these 5 principles, you'll always struggle with money. But if you master them, you can change your entire financial future. So, let's get started. Do you know the difference between an asset and a liability? Because if you don't, it might be the reason you're broke. The richest people in the world understand one simple rule. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. It sounds simple, but most people spend their whole lives buying liabilities instead of assets. For example, your car? Liability. It loses value over time and costs money in gas, insurance, and repairs. That big house you can barely afford? Liability. If it's not making you money, it's just a huge expense. Expensive clothes, gadgets, and luxury purchases? Liabilities. They drain your bank account but don't generate any income. Now let's look at what the rich buy instead. Stocks and dividends? Assets. They grow in value and pay you passive income. Rental properties? Assets. Tenants pay your mortgage while the property appreciates. A business? Asset. If it makes money without you working, it's one of the best investments. The key to getting rich? Buy assets, not liabilities. Every time you spend money, ask yourself, is this making me richer or poorer? But here's the problem. Most people can't afford to buy assets because they were told to just save their money. If saving money made people rich, wouldn't everyone with a savings account be wealthy? Here's the harsh truth. Saving alone will never make you rich. Why? Inflation kills your savings. If inflation is 5% per year, but your bank is giving you 0.01% interest, your money is actually losing value. You can never save enough to retire early. Even if you save $500 per month for 30 years, you might only have a few $100,000, not enough to live comfortably. Banks use your money to make themselves richer. They invested in stocks, real estate, and businesses, while paying you nothing in return. So if saving won't make you rich, what will? Investing. Instead of letting your money sit in a bank account losing value, put it into stocks and ETFs. Historically, they grow an average of 8 to 10% per year. Real estate properties appreciate over time and generate rental income. Businesses, whether it's starting your own or investing in one, this is how wealth is built. The secret? Your money needs to work for you. And that brings us to one of the most powerful forces in finance: compound interest. Would you rather have $1 million today or a single penny that doubles every day for a month? Most people would take the $1 million. But if you took the doubling penny, you'd have over $5 million by day 30. That's the power of compound interest. Here's how it works. When you invest, your money makes money. Then that money also makes money. Over time, this snowballs into massive wealth. For example, if you invest $200 per month and earn 10% annually, in 30 years you'll have $452,000. But if you wait until you're 40 to start, you'll only have $87,000. The earlier you start, the more powerful compound interest becomes. That's why investing young is one of the most important financial moves you can make. But to invest, you need a budget that actually works. How to build a budget that actually works. Why do most people fail at budgeting? Because they try to cut out everything they enjoy, then give up a few months later. A budget isn't about restriction, it's about control. You need to know where your money is going so you can direct it toward wealth building. The simplest method? The 50-30-20 rule. 50% for needs, rent, food, bills, transportation, 30% for wants, entertainment, shopping, fun, 20% for investing and saving, stocks, real estate, retirement accounts. If you automate your investments and make them a priority, your wealth will grow effortlessly. Most people spend first and save later. The rich, they invest first and spend what's left. But even with all of this, there's still one rule of personal finance that trumps everything else. The number one rule of personal finance everyone should follow. What's the one financial rule that separates the rich from the broke? Spend less than you earn and invest the difference. It sounds simple, but most people do the opposite. They spend more than they make, relying on credit cards and debt. They save what's left instead of prioritizing investing. They waste money on things that don't grow their wealth. If you follow this rule consistently, live below your means. Avoid lifestyle creep. Just because you make more doesn't mean you should spend more. Increase your income. Learn high-income skills, start a business, and grow your earning power. Invest aggressively. Put your money into assets that generate more money. That's it. Master this rule and you'll never struggle financially again. The hidden financial pitfalls that keep you broke. Even if you follow all the financial principles we've covered so far, there are still traps that keep millions of people broke. These are the mistakes most people don't even realize they're making, and they can completely sabotage your financial future. Before we get into what happens next, let's talk about 3 major financial pitfalls that quietly destroy your wealth if you're not careful. Ever wonder why so many people get a raise yet still feel broke? That's called lifestyle creep, and it's one of the biggest reasons most people never build wealth. Here's how it works. You get a better paying job or a raise. Instead of investing the extra money, you upgrade your lifestyle. A bigger house, a new car, more expensive habits. Before you know it, you're spending every dollar you make, no matter how high your income gets. This is why some people earning $100,000 a year still live paycheck to paycheck. The more they make, the more they spend. How do you avoid this? Every time you get a raise, increase your investments first. At least 50% of the new income should go toward building wealth. Keep your fixed expenses low. Just because you can afford a bigger house doesn't mean you need one. Focus on financial freedom, not temporary luxuries. The wealthy don't inflate their lifestyle every time they make more money. They use extra income to buy more assets. Credit cards can be a tool or a financial disaster. The average person doesn't use them the way the rich do. Most people spend money they don't have, only pay the minimum balance, letting interest pile up and get trapped in a cycle of debt, where they're paying more in interest than they originally spent. But the rich use credit differently. They pay off their balance in full every month, avoiding interest. They use credit cards for rewards and cash back, treating them like a tool, not a lifeline. They leverage business credit and good debt to invest, rather than buying liabilities. If you're carrying a credit card balance, you're making banks rich while staying broke. How to escape the trap? Pay off high-interest debt as fast as possible. Prioritize any debt with over 10% interest. Use credit cards only for planned expenses. If you can't pay it off in full, don't use it. Build a cash reserve so you're not relying on credit for emergencies. Credit cards should work for you, not against you. The moment you stop paying banks interest, you'll start keeping more of your money. I'll start investing when I make more money. This is one of the most dangerous mindsets you can have. The reality? Waiting to invest costs you way more than you think. Let's compare 2 investors. Investor A starts at 25 years old, investing $200 per month at a 10% annual return. Investor B waits until they're 35 and invests the exact same amount. By the time they're 65 years old, Investor A has over $1.2 million. Investor B only has around $500,000. That 10-year delay cost Investor B over $700,000. The lesson? You will never feel ready to invest, so start now, even if it's small. Set up an automatic investment plan so it happens without thinking. Even if it's just $50 per month, it's better than waiting. Time is more important than money. The sooner you start, the less you have to invest to build wealth. Every year you wait, you're leaving potential millions on the table. Even if you avoid these financial traps, you might still struggle to break through to real wealth. That's because the rich follow a formula that most people don't. Here's the simple 3-step system that separates the wealthy from everyone else. They make money, but not just through a paycheck. They create multiple income streams. They keep money. They live below their means, avoid bad debt, and control their expenses. They multiply money. They put their money into stocks, real estate, businesses, and other assets that grow exponentially. Most people only focus on step 1, earning money. But if you don't learn how to keep it and multiply it, you'll always be starting over every month. The goal? Turn your money into an army of soldiers that work for you 24/7. Once you start thinking like the wealthy, you'll stop making financial decisions like everyone else. Now that you know how to avoid the biggest financial pitfalls, let's go over the final steps to take control of your financial future. If you've made it this far, you now have a basic blueprint for financial success. Understand assets versus liabilities. Buy things that make you money. Stop relying on savings alone. Invest your money so it grows. Use compound interest to your advantage. Start as early as possible. Create a realistic budget that allows you to invest consistently. Live below your means, invest the difference, and build real wealth. These are the core principles of financial success. Master them, and you'll set yourself up for a lifetime of financial freedom. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching 3x3 Finance.